Imagine for a moment that your entire life has been a carefully written story, a story that heaven itself has been scripting, chapter by chapter, moment by moment. Every struggle you faced, every delay that tested your patience, every closed door that felt like rejection has been a divine setup for the season you are about to enter. Today is not just another day. Today marks a moment in your life where God is calling you to step into the fullness of the purpose He placed inside of you, even before you were born. Can you feel it? The stirring of something greater, the whisper of destiny, the unmistakable pull of heaven drawing you toward your breakthrough. For too long you may have questioned why life felt so heavy, why answers seemed delayed, or why doors didn't open the way you hoped. But let me remind you, nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been accidental. Every trial, every tear, every silent moment has been a preparation for this very season. The gifts you carry, the lessons you have learned, and the faith you have cultivated are all aligning with divine timing. You are standing at the threshold of a new chapter, a chapter where your calling becomes clear, where your purpose becomes visible, and where your influence begins to extend in ways you never imagined. As we walk through this message together, I want you to open your heart fully. Pay attention to every word, because God is ready to speak to you in this moment. He is ready to remove the veil of confusion, to ignite courage within you, and to reveal why you were created. By the time we reach the end of this message, you will no longer wonder if your life has meaning or question whether your season has arrived. You will understand that everything you have endured, every moment of waiting, and every prayer whispered in faith has been leading you here to the season you were born for. So lean in, listen closely, and prepare yourself, because God is about to unveil a divine truth that will shift your perspective, strengthen your faith, and empower you to step boldly into the life He has prepared for you. This is your moment. Heaven is calling. Your season has arrived. God's timing is one of the most reassuring truths a believer can hold on to, yet it is also one of the most difficult to embrace when life feels slow, silent, or uncertain. When we say that God's timing is precise and never accidental, we are acknowledging that the Creator who hangs the stars, measures the oceans, and orders the movement of seasons, also orders the seasons of our lives with the same intentionality. Nothing He does is random, nothing He allows is wasted, and nothing He plans ever arrives too early or too late. The season you are about to step into has been on heaven's calendar long before you were even aware of it. You may have felt forgotten, overlooked, or delayed at times, but God has been working behind the scenes in ways you could not see, aligning circumstances, maturing your character, and preparing your heart for what is coming next. His timing is not aligned with human clocks. It is aligned with eternal purpose. There are moments in your life when it feels like everything you have prayed for is trapped behind an invisible barrier. You fast, you pray, you worship, you remain faithful, yet nothing seems to change. In those moments, the enemy tries to convince you that God has said no, when the truth is that heaven is simply saying not yet. God's not yet is not a denial of your destiny, it is a protection of it. He knows what you are ready for and what you are not. He knows when the people connected to your assignment are prepared to receive you. He knows when the environment you are supposed to walk into has ripened. And He knows when the inner strength you need has developed enough to sustain the blessing He is about to release. If God opens certain doors in your life too early, the weight of the blessing could crush you. If He revealed certain opportunities before your faith was strengthened, they could overwhelm you. But when His timing arrives, when everything aligns perfectly, you will find yourself stepping into a season that feels tailor-made for your soul. When God brings you into the season you were born for, there is a holy ease that surrounds it. Not ease as in lack of effort, but ease as in divine flow. What used to frustrate you no longer has the same power. What used to confuse you now becomes clear. What used to intimidate you now becomes the very platform God uses to reveal His goodness. You realize that all the delays, all the waiting, all the tears, and all the unanswered prayers were not signs that God had abandoned you, but signs that He was preparing you for something bigger than you imagined. The Israelites waited for the promised land. David waited for the throne. Joseph waited for the palace. Jesus waited for the fullness of his earthly assignment. If waiting was necessary for them, then surely God uses waiting as a tool to shape us too. Divine timing means that God has already seen your future, already prepared your next step, and already placed the right people and right opportunities on the path ahead. You are not moving into your season by accident. You are moving because God has declared that it is time. When heaven speaks now, nothing on earth can stop it. Not fear, not your past, not what people think, not even your own doubts. God intentionally arranges your steps so that you walk into your season with the strength of someone who has been prepared, the clarity of someone who has been refined, and the confidence of someone who knows they were chosen for this moment. You are stepping into the season you were born for because the God who writes your story has decided that this is the chapter where your purpose begins to unfold in ways you've never seen before. Every trial, delay, and season of waiting you have experienced has not been wasted, and it has never been punishment. When we talk about your past as preparation, not punishment, we are recognizing that God has a divine process at work in your life. Life may have seemed unfair at times. You may have faced disappointment, heartbreak, or moments of discouragement. You may have wondered why certain doors remained closed or why your efforts did not bear immediate fruit. Yet every experience, no matter how painful or confusing, has been a classroom where God has been teaching you the lessons necessary to walk into your destiny with wisdom, strength, and discernment. Nothing in your past has been meaningless, and nothing has been designed to break you beyond repair. God has been shaping your character, refining your faith, and equipping you for the assignment He has prepared specifically for you. Often, we look at our past and see failures, missed opportunities, or wrong decisions, and the enemy whispers lies of shame and regret. But God's perspective is different. He sees not just the mistakes, but the lessons learned through them. He sees how every setback has strengthened your resilience. He sees how every disappointment has deepened your trust in Him. He sees how every tear has watered the ground for future fruitfulness. Your past has been a hidden blessing, a series of divine exercises intended to prepare you for the life that awaits. Just as a potter uses the pressure of his hands to shape clay into a vessel, God has used the pressures of your past to mold you into a person ready to carry out His plans in fullness and integrity. The beauty of understanding your past as preparation is that it removes the weight of regret and replaces it with purpose. Every trial you endured, every season of silence, every unanswered prayer was a setup for your breakthrough. When you were in the wilderness moments, feeling alone or overlooked, God was not abandoning you, He was preparing you. He was strengthening your faith, enlarging your vision, and aligning your circumstances so that when the right moment arrived, you would not only recognize it, but also be equipped to walk boldly into it. Your past, with all its complexities, is now a foundation upon which God will build your future. The very experiences you thought were setbacks are now your stepping stones into a season of destiny. Preparation is often uncomfortable, but it is essential. No one steps into greatness without first passing through the refining fire. The seasons of waiting, struggle, and testing are not punishments. They are God's method of strengthening your spiritual muscles, sharpening your focus, and increasing your endurance. Just as gold must go through fire to be purified, your spirit, your character, and your faith have been refined in preparation for the assignments ahead. When you finally step into the season God has for you, you will do so with a maturity, insight, and strength that could only come through divine preparation. Recognizing your past as preparation also allows you to release bitterness, blame, and resentment. You no longer need to dwell on what went wrong or who may have caused pain. Instead, you see every event as a part of God's perfect plan, each moment a deliberate act of preparation for your future. This perspective transforms your entire outlook on life. The obstacles you faced, the doors that closed, and the moments you felt delayed were never random. They were intentional, designed to equip you for your destiny. You begin to understand that your journey was never a punishment for past mistakes, but a sacred path designed to ready you for the season you were born to enter. A season that will reveal your God-given purpose and destiny in ways you could never have imagined. Every gift, every talent, every skill that God has placed inside of you has a purpose, and the time is coming when those gifts will align perfectly with the divine plan He has for your life. When we say that your gifts are aligning with God's purpose, we are acknowledging that God does not give talents randomly or without intent. He has placed abilities in you not for self-glory, not for personal pride, but to fulfill the mission He has designed for you before you were even born. Perhaps you have wondered if your abilities were enough, or if the opportunities to use them would ever arrive. Perhaps you have compared yourself to others, feeling inadequate or delayed. But God's timing ensures that the gifts He gave you will rise at the exact moment they are needed, in the exact way they are needed, to accomplish what only you can do. There is a season in which the talents and skills that have been dormant or underutilized suddenly come to the forefront. What once seemed ordinary becomes extraordinary, because it is no longer just about what you can do, but about what God can do through you. The skills He has given you will begin to intersect with His plans in ways that feel supernatural. Your creativity, your insight, your compassion, your wisdom, and even your experiences of overcoming challenges will become tools for God's kingdom. You may not yet see the full picture, but God has already designed the canvas, and your gifts are the brushes with which He will paint a masterpiece that will impact lives, communities, and generations. It is important to remember that God's purpose is never accidental, and neither is the emergence of your gifts at the right time. What you have practiced quietly, what you have honed in private, and what you have nurtured faithfully is being prepared to meet the exact need He has orchestrated. Sometimes the world may overlook or underestimate you, but God never does. He is fully aware of what He has placed within you, and He is orchestrating circumstances so that those abilities are revealed in alignment with His divine plan. This alignment is not dependent on human validation, financial gain, or social approval. It is dependent on God's sovereign design and timing, and He is faithful to bring it to fruition. When your gifts align with God's purpose, there is a sense of fulfillment and clarity that cannot be replicated by worldly achievements. The work you do, the service you render, and the influence you exert will carry a divine authority because it is rooted in your calling. People will recognize not just your talent, but the hand of God upon it. Doors that were previously closed will open. Opportunities that were delayed will arrive, and your efforts will no longer feel in vain. You will begin to see that what God has placed within you is precisely what the world needs at this moment. Your abilities are not just personal assets, they are instruments through which God will accomplish His plan for your life and impact the lives of others. God's alignment of your gifts with His purpose also brings confidence and boldness. You no longer operate in fear, doubt, or hesitation because you recognize that your skills are divinely appointed. You understand that every lesson learned, every trial endured, and every moment of preparation has been designed to equip you for this season. When your abilities meet God's timing, you step into your assignment with authority and clarity, knowing that your work is not in vain, your efforts are not wasted, and your contribution matters in the kingdom of God. The gifts within you are awakening, and as they align with God's purpose, they will unlock a season of impact, influence, and fulfillment that is entirely unique to the calling He has placed upon your life. There are moments in life when doors we long to walk through remain firmly closed. Opportunities we prayed for seem to vanish, and circumstances do not turn out the way we hoped. In these moments, it is easy to feel rejected, frustrated, or even abandoned. Yet, when we understand that closed doors are divine protection, a profound shift occurs in how we perceive life's challenges. God, in His infinite wisdom, sees beyond our limited vision. He knows the dangers we cannot see, the burdens we are not ready to bear, and the paths that would lead us astray. What appears to us as a disappointment or a denial is often a shield placed by a loving Father, protecting us from harm and guiding us toward what is truly meant for our lives. Every door that does not open is not a punishment, but a carefully orchestrated act of divine care. It is human nature to focus on what is unavailable, to fixate on missed opportunities, and to compare ourselves to others who seem to be walking through open doors with ease. Yet God's perspective is far broader than our own. He is aware of the bigger picture, the ultimate plan that will bring about His glory in our lives. Closed doors are His way of saying that there is something better, something safer, or something more aligned with our destiny that is yet to come. They are a form of divine intervention, redirecting us away from paths that could hinder our growth, compromise our faith, or lead us into circumstances unfit for the purpose He has designed. What may seem like rejection today could be the very hand of God steering you into a season of unimaginable blessing tomorrow. Understanding closed doors as divine protection requires trust and patience. It requires a shift in perspective from frustration to faith, from disappointment to expectation. God's ways are higher than ours, and His timing is perfect. He knows when the right people, resources, and opportunities are ready to converge for our benefit. If He were to open certain doors prematurely, we might stumble, falter, or fail to recognize the significance of what was offered. By keeping doors closed until the appointed time, God ensures that when the right moment comes, we are fully prepared to walk through with confidence, faith, and readiness to receive all that He has planned for us. Closed doors also serve to refine our hearts and test our faith. They teach us perseverance, patience, and dependence on God rather than on circumstances. They encourage us to seek His guidance, deepen our prayer life, and strengthen our trust in His promises. In the waiting, God cultivates resilience, wisdom, and spiritual discernment within us, preparing us for the responsibilities that come with the opportunities He has reserved. The periods of waiting are not voids but intentional seasons where character is developed, faith is fortified, and our vision becomes aligned with God's greater plan. By embracing this understanding, we can approach life's challenges with hope rather than despair. Ultimately, closed doors remind us that God's plans are not contingent upon our timing or our understanding. They reassure us that we are not alone, that every delay has purpose, and that every denial is carefully orchestrated for our good. What seems like limitation or loss is often the prelude to something far greater than we can imagine. Every closed door points us toward a higher destiny, a divine alignment that we cannot manufacture ourselves. By trusting in God's protective hand, remaining faithful in seasons of waiting, and keeping our hearts open to His guidance, we position ourselves to step into the fullness of what He has prepared, walking confidently into the season He has designed specifically for our lives. Life can often feel confusing, chaotic, and overwhelming, especially when we are in the midst of transitions, trials, or uncertainty. During such times, it is easy to feel lost or uncertain about the path ahead. Yet, when we recognize that we are entering a season of clarity and courage, we understand that God is about to illuminate the way and give us the strength to move forward boldly. This clarity is not merely intellectual understanding, it is spiritual revelation. It is the insight and discernment that comes from God Himself, enabling us to see beyond the confusion and recognize the divine pattern in what previously appeared to be random events. What once seemed complicated or impossible begins to make sense, and God's light breaks through the fog of uncertainty, guiding our steps with precision and purpose. Courage is the companion to clarity. When God grants insight into His plan, He also equips us with the boldness to act. There is a natural fear that comes with stepping into the unknown, with taking risks, and with pursuing the assignments God has placed before us. Yet, when we understand that God is leading, fear loses its grip and confidence rises. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite fear, anchored in the assurance that God has already gone before us. He has prepared the way, arranged the circumstances, and aligned the right people to support us. This season calls for bold steps of faith, trusting that what God has promised will come to pass, and recognizing that hesitation or doubt will only delay the fulfillment of our destiny. Clarity and courage also bring a sense of empowerment. Suddenly, what once seemed like insurmountable challenges now appear as manageable steps. What once held us back no longer has authority over our progress. God begins to remove the veils of confusion and hesitation, replacing them with understanding, discernment, and decisive action. The prayers we have lifted, the efforts we have invested, and the faith we have exercised all converge in this season, producing tangible results. Our vision sharpens, our purpose becomes unmistakable, and we begin to operate with the confidence of someone who knows they are walking exactly where God wants them to be. This empowerment is not self-generated, it is a gift from God, flowing through us as we align with His will and step forward in obedience. Another aspect of this season is the revelation of what truly matters. God allows us to see His priorities, His heart, and His plan more clearly than ever before. The distractions, fears, and doubts that previously clouded our judgment begin to fall away. We gain insight into relationships, opportunities, and decisions that are aligned with His purpose, and we learn to discern between what is temporary and what is eternal. This clarity enables us to act decisively, invest wisely, and commit fully to the paths God has set before us. It also provides the courage to let go of what is not meant for us, releasing burdens, toxic influences, and unnecessary attachments that could hinder our progress. In doing so, we step into freedom, readiness, and alignment with God's divine plan. Clarity and courage together create a foundation for breakthrough. With understanding comes direction, and with boldness comes action. When we see what God wants us to do and have the courage to move, we position ourselves to walk into the season He has designed for us with confidence, authority, and faith. Every hesitation, every doubt, and every distraction that has tried to hold us back loses its power as we embrace the clarity God provides and the courage He instills. The combination of these two gifts transforms uncertainty into opportunity, fear into faith, and waiting into action. This is the season where God not only reveals the path but equips us with the strength and bravery to walk it faithfully, allowing His promises to manifest fully in our lives. There is a divine purpose written over your life that cannot be erased, delayed, or denied, and God is about to reveal why you were created in ways that will leave no room for doubt. When we speak of God revealing why you were created, we are acknowledging that He has a unique assignment, influence, and impact for each of His children, a calling that predates your birth and is perfectly tailored to your gifts, experiences, and heart. Many people live their lives searching for meaning, pursuing temporary satisfaction, or chasing what others define as success, yet they never discover the depth of the purpose God intended for them. The truth is that every moment you have walked, every trial you have endured, and every prayer you have whispered has been guiding you toward this revelation. Your life has not been random. It has been divinely orchestrated to bring you to the moment where your true purpose is unveiled. God's revelation of your purpose is not merely about understanding what you are meant to do, but about experiencing the fullness of who He created you to be. It is a season where your spiritual, emotional, and practical gifts converge in perfect alignment with His divine plan. You will begin to recognize that the struggles, delays, and detours of your past were not obstacles, but preparation, designed to equip you with wisdom, strength, and resilience. When God reveals your purpose, He gives clarity where there was confusion, confidence where there was fear, and direction where there was uncertainty. You will no longer walk aimlessly or question the reason for your existence, because the light of heaven will illuminate your path and provide undeniable affirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The revelation of your purpose also comes with empowerment. God not only shows you why you were created, but He enables you to step into that purpose with authority and faith. You will find doors opening, connections being made, and opportunities aligning in ways that are far beyond coincidence. What you once struggled to achieve or understand will now unfold with clarity and precision because God's hand is upon it. This is the moment where your gifts, Your experiences and your faith intersect, producing results that demonstrate His glory and confirm His promises. It is a time when your life begins to radiate influence, impacting those around you in ways that extend beyond your personal vision and into the eternal plan of God's kingdom. God's revelation of purpose also brings a deep sense of fulfillment and joy. You will experience satisfaction that comes not from worldly accomplishments or recognition, but from walking in alignment with the divine design of your life. There is a peace and confidence that accompanies this understanding, a reassurance that every hardship, every moment of waiting, and every prayer has contributed to this precise season of destiny. You will no longer question your value, your significance, or your place in God's plan, because the evidence of His purpose will be undeniable. Your life will become a testimony, a living proof of God's faithfulness, provision, and perfect design. Furthermore, this revelation calls for boldness and obedience. Once God unveils your purpose, He expects you to move forward in faith, trusting that He will continue to equip, guide, and sustain you. The awareness of your divine calling is not an invitation to passivity. It is a summons to active participation in the unfolding of God's plan. As you step into this season, your confidence will rise, your influence will expand, and your faith will be strengthened. You will begin to operate in ways that are supernatural, using the gifts, wisdom, and experiences God has given you to fulfill the destiny He has prepared. Every hesitation, doubt, and fear will be replaced by courage, clarity, and a deep assurance that you are walking in the very reason you were brought into this world. As we draw this message to a close, I want you to take a moment and truly reflect on the journey that has brought you to this very moment. Every step you have taken, every tear you have shed, every prayer whispered in secret, and every trial endured has not been in vain. God's timing, His preparation, His divine protection, and the alignment of your gifts have been leading you to a season that is uniquely yours, a season you were born for. You have been equipped, refined, and strengthened for this moment, and now, as heaven's plan begins to unfold, you are ready to step boldly into the purpose that God has set aside just for you. Your past was never a punishment. It was a divine preparation. The closed doors you faced were never a rejection. They were divine protection guiding you toward the path God intended. The struggles you endured, the seasons of waiting, and the uncertainties you faced were all shaping you, sharpening your faith, and positioning you for the breakthrough that is now before you. This is your season of clarity, courage, and revelation. The gifts God placed within you are aligning perfectly with His divine purpose. You are stepping into a life where your talents, your experiences, and your faith converge to create impact, influence, and transformation. What once seemed impossible is now within reach. What once seemed confusing is now clear. The fears that once held you back are being replaced with courage. The doubts that once clouded your heart are giving way to faith. You are moving into a season where God will use you in ways you never imagined, where your life will be a living testimony of His faithfulness, power, and love. The assignment you were created for, the purpose written over your life, and the influence that heaven has ordained for you are all now stepping into fulfillment. As you embrace this season, remember that it is not by your strength, nor by your timing, but by God's wisdom, His power, and His perfect plan that you are moving forward. Walk boldly, serve faithfully, and live purposefully. Trust that every step is being guided, every moment is being orchestrated, and every blessing is arriving at the right time. Your life is a reflection of God's glory, and your obedience will unlock doors, inspire hearts, and change lives. Heaven has a plan that is bigger than any fear or limitation you have faced. Today, you are stepping into the season that was prepared specifically for you, and the world is ready to witness the unfolding of God's extraordinary plan through your life. Thank you for opening your hearts to this message, for allowing the Word of God to speak into your life, and for choosing to step into your divine season with faith and courage. May you walk boldly into your destiny, fully aware that every blessing, every opportunity, and every moment of purpose has been written for you by a loving and faithful God. May your journey be filled with clarity, strength, and unwavering confidence in His plan, and may your life serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration to everyone around you. Thank you for believing, for trusting, and for standing ready to embrace the extraordinary season God has prepared just for you.